The film opens with Ava remembering the moment of her father's death, who died in 2002. We discover that her father was a criminal and an outlaw, but he taught her all the martial arts and how to defend herself.
Learn to go beyond the limits. You just want to be harder, quicker, faster. Don't trust anybody.
We return to the present while Ava is preparing to marry a person named Derek, who is a very rich young man. But his father was dissatisfied with his marriage to Ava, and he told his son that they do not know this girl's past. But Derek defends Ava. The marriage ceremony begins, and everyone is happy about their marriage.
In their life. But now my dad thinks it's...
After that, they set off on a trip to spend their honeymoon on an island in South America. Their stay was in a house overlooking the sea, and this house belongs to Derek's family. There they see pictures of Derek's grandmother on her wedding day. They also find pictures of his mother when she was 3 years old. We discover that Derek's mother died years ago and that he misses her despite the sad memories. They are enjoying their honeymoon. One day, they went to a restaurant where they met a young man named Manny, who worked as a tour guide. He offers to take them to a highland area in the middle of the woods, run by a friend of his. And then he takes them to a nightclub to dance. They are dancing and having a good time. We see a person named Big Biz who was clearly a gang leader. He liked Ava when he saw her dancing, so he goes and dances with her and tries to tease her. Derek noticed this and intervened, but Biz was adamant that he dance with her. Manny tries to intervene, but Biz hits Derek and knocks him down. Ava begins to show her strength and attacks businessmen with all her might. Then she takes Biz and her husband, and they leave the place. On the way, Derek and Manny were surprised by Ava's fighting abilities.
Right, dude? I better watch out for you.
The next day, they woke up to the sound of the doorbell. Manny told them that Biz and his men were coming to take revenge on them. Then he laughs and tells them that he is joking with them. After that, he takes them to a picnic on the mountain and they play sledding through the mountains. But Ava feels afraid because she has a phobia of heights. But after they convinced her, she played. After that, they want to try it again, but in a more dangerous place and a distance of a full mile. Derek starts playing sledding through the mountains first, but the rope breaks. Manny tries to save him, but Derek falls into the forest. Ava runs into the woods to save him, but she finds him with a broken leg and unconscious. The ambulance comes to take Derek to the hospital. Money has completely disappeared. Ava tries to ride in the ambulance with her husband, but the paramedics prevent her and tell her that these are security procedures followed in the place. Then they give her the address of the hospital where they will take Derek. Ava rides the motorcycle and follows them. But the motorcycle slides, and then someone takes her with him in his car and takes her to the hospital. At the reception, she asks the employee about a person named Derek, but she is surprised when the employee tells her that no one with that name has arrived at the hospital. She continues to search for her husband in all the hospitals, but she finds no trace of him.
Derek Grant. Here. Derek Grant. I'm looking for my husband. Excuse me, ma'am.
After that, she went to the police station to report her husband's disappearance. The next day, Derek's father arrives with his sister after they learned what happened at the police station.
Has Derek called you?
Why? What's wrong?
They meet an officer. Ava tells him everything that happened, and she also tells him about Money, who disappeared immediately after the accident. The officer told them that this island is full of dangerous criminals, and that this island is famous for the frequent incidents of kidnapping tourists, especially if they are rich. After that, the officer goes with them to the scene of the accident. But everyone there denies that this accident occurred. The employee there also told them that they were not present that day. Ava feels angry and tries to attack the person, but the officer calms her down at the police station. The officer shows her a viral video of the fight that took place in the nightclub. He told her that she had gotten herself involved with a very dangerous gang. She found drawings of Derek's face in the officer's office. He told her that they would use these drawings to search for Derek and distribute them to people.
Look for my husband. I will.
She takes these drawings, and she and Derek's sister begin searching for him on the island. Derek's father was uncomfortable with Ava and accused her of hiding something and not telling the truth that she was the reason for his son's disappearance and that she wanted money. She felt angry and decided to act on her own. She went to the scene of the accident. She took the employee there who denied the accident, tied him with a rope, and was about to drop him into the forest. She asked him to tell her the truth, or she will make him fall into the forest. Indeed, he begins to tell the truth. And he said that he lied because he was ordered to do so and did not know otherwise. She filmed his entire confession. After that, she goes to the police station and shows them the video of the confession. But when the officer sees the video, he asks the police to arrest Ava on charges of forcing people to confess to using violence. The officer also ordered her deportation from the island and returned to her country immediately. Ava is transported by boat with a policeman. She asked him to go to the bathroom, but the policeman accompanied her. There she beats the policeman, takes the keys, unties herself, jumps into the sea, and returns to the island. After that, she goes to the nightclub, which she came to earlier with her husband and money. She finds money there. She beats him and interrogates him.
I already called it.
Talk to the cops, I'll send me back.
But he tells her that he doesn't know anything, but he can help her search for her husband. After that, he takes her home with him and introduces her to his mother and little brother. She told him that she was sure that her husband was still alive and that she would try to find him in any way possible. She told him that they must find the ambulance drivers who took her husband. The next day, she and Money go in his car to a famous place where gangsters gather on the island.
This place?
They start asking people about ambulance drivers, but no one tells them any useful information. Ava finds a picture of a tattoo on a paramedic's hand on the wall. They discovered that tattoos are a sign of cockfighting. They go to a cockfighting venue on the island, and Money asks her to wait for him in the car. He enters the place and starts photographing the people in the place. Ava sees one of the paramedics leaving the place and getting into a car with a girl. Ava follows them where they are going, continues to watch them. Then begins attacking him and hitting him hard.
Have the wrong guy.
Did know a little something about the human anatomy. You and your partner took my husband in your ambulance.
She threatens him that she will kill him if he does not tell her the truth. She discovered that this person's brother called Omar is the one who knows everything. She uses this person's phone and makes Omar come to the place. He arrives and enters the place and gets into a strong quarrel with Ava, but she throws him to the ground and kills him. She was arrested again when the officer saw her and told her that she was the reason for the violence that occurred.
Silence them so that they wouldn't implicate the appearance and probable murder of your husband. So you know what?
Ava is sent to the police station by car, but she discovers that the police car is heading into the forest. The policemen get out and dig a grave. Ava manages to untie her hand. Then she started attacking them and hitting them severely. The officer receives a call from Ava, who asks him to go to his daughter's room. When he entered his son's room, he found Ava pointing the gun at his daughter. So he was forced to confess everything to her. He told her that Derek died in the operating room on the day of the accident, and that he had to cover it up because the doctor owed him. The doctor covered up for the officer one day when the officer got involved with an underage girl and she became pregnant by him. So this doctor helped him with this matter.
Quiet. One. Your wife finds you, not your kid.
Ava decides to take revenge on the officer and kills him. Then she goes to the hospital and beats the receptionist who lied to her before. Then she finds the doctor, beats him, and threatens to kill him.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what.
He died. And what happened to his body? Are you ready?
But at this time, gang members and their leader, Silvio, arrive with Derek in a wheelchair. Ava saw them through security cameras. Silvio and his men go to the operating room and meet the doctor. We see Ava disguised as a nurse. When Silvio asked the doctor about Ava, he told him that she was his nurse. He asked her name. She told him her name was Christina in the operating room. Silvio was sleeping on one bed and Derek was on another. Ava discovers that they want to transfer spinal marrow cells from her husband to Silvio because he has cancer and his blood type is rare. Ava injects Silvio with an anesthetic. Then she pulls a gun under the bed and kills the guard, then takes her husband out of the room. After a strong chase, she succeeds in escaping. But she takes Sylvia hostage with her so that she can escape from the hospital. They are riding in the car, and Silvio threatens her that he will take revenge on her because the island belongs entirely to him. She shoots him in the leg as he jumps out of the car. His men arrive and start chasing Ava and her husband through the streets of the island.
Right there in the yellow dress. Go left. Right there.
But she succeeds in escaping with the help of Money, who sends them text messages and tells them how to move. Then they reach him, and he helps them get rid of Silvio and his gang. After that, they reach a small village and hide there. But one of the men in the village calls Silvio and tells him where they are. Silvio arrives at the village, and they search the entire village. But Ava kills them one by one with the help of her husband. In the end, a strong confrontation occurs between Ava and Silvio. Ava succeeds in knocking him down and then takes him hostage when the police arrive. Silvio orders them to arrest her because he is the one paying them. Biz arrives at the place and asks everyone to end the violence because this will destroy tourism on the island, which is everyone's source of livelihood. He asked Ava to give him the knife, and indeed she gives him the knife and he kills Silvio and asks her to return to her country with her husband quickly. Then he asks the police to leave the place because he would pay them twice what Silvio paid Money, bids them farewell, and tells them that he will not forget them and asks them to return to the island again.